Welcome back to Grow Joyfully Home and Garden. Today we are going to make peach salsa using a lot of green tomatoes. Let's get started. I have so many green tomatoes that I've just got to find a use for them. So I'm going to make more peach salsa because I know that we really love it and we get it eaten. But I don't have any fresh peaches. So as a result, I've been using peaches that are frozen that we had put up from the year before, and I'm using canned peaches. Today, that's what I'm using. I use a standard recipe that calls for 8 cups of diced peaches, 4 cups of diced tomatoes, 2 cups of diced onions, 2 cups of diced pepper of your choice. And it doesn't matter whether it's hot or not, you just have to stick to the recipe of making sure you've got 2 cups of diced peppers, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, 1 1/2 tablespoons of paprika, 3/4 cup of white vinegar, 3/4 cup of lime juice, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/2 cup of cilantro, and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. It's a wonderful recipe and it makes about 7 or 8 pints. One happy thing I wanted to show you, I finally got a Cherokee Purple. Now mind you, it was after the season, it was still green on the vine, and I had to ripen it on my counter. But it did ripen and I got one. I'm so excited. So I'm just going to cut all these up into chunks. I measure them out here. This measuring cup, it's a 4-cup measuring cup. It's very handy because I can fill it up more than just using a 1-cup measure, and the process goes faster. So let's get these tomatoes cut up. I just cut away any of the icky part and the back, and then I will cut this part away here. You just cut off any blemishes or things that don't look good. Always smell your tomatoes that they don't smell moldy or fermented. My only Cherokee Purple tomato so far. I have a few more out in the greenhouse. So we will see what we can get. Like this part right here I would take off. I know my knife looks big, but I love using serrated knives. And this bread knife gets the job done. And we just put it in the measuring cup and go on to cut the next ones up. On this yellow ox heart, the skin is kind of tough there because it had to finish ripening on the table. So I'm just going to cut that off. But the inside of it is still really good. I'm hoping to make some green tomato chutney. And I believe chutney just has chunkier vegetables. It can have fruit flavors too, like mango, pineapple, peach. So I'm going to get creative and see what I can make with that. I might make pineapple chutney. That would be fun. This tomato is just a plain old green tomato. I couldn't even tell you what variety it is. But nonetheless, I'm going to chop it up and use it because once it's cooked and it has all the other flavors, it will be delicious. If you don't like the chunks in your salsa, you can puree it. It'll be nice and smooth, whatever your taste goes to. Got a lovely color palette in here so far. Purple, yellow, green. Here's a green zebra, and it is very ripe. but that's how they look when they're totally ripe. I just think they're fascinating. They're not very big tomatoes, but they have a great flavor, and they're just so interesting. I have a couple of big San Marzano tomatoes, and I did not want them just to set on the vine and go bad, so I'm going to use those in this recipe as well. I'm going to use a couple of the indigo apple tomatoes just because of the beauty. So here is 4 cups of tomatoes. It's time to add the other ingredients: onions, peppers, garlic, and all the seasonings. Here's 2 tablespoons of garlic. 3/4 cup of lime juice. 3/4 cup of 5% vinegar. 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Make sure you go back over your recipe and check your ingredients. 1 1/2 tablespoon of paprika. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. 1/2 cup of chopped cilantro. Then stir everything together very well until it is well incorporated. So it is all cooked down together. I will include the recipe in the description. This looks really super good. I've turned it off. I'm letting it cool a little bit. And I got an immersion blender last Christmas, and I've never even taken it out to use it. So we are going to try this. Hopefully it doesn't splash on me. I don't even know how to use these. Let's see how we can get this going. Now that was fun. It's a General Electric brand, and it's really nice and heavy duty, so I'm pretty excited. Okay, now we have the salsa all blended up, and it's time to put it in the jars. I really like this immersion blender. It's GE, and it has a chopping jar, a whisk, a blender. Very cool. I have my jars in the oven at 180 degrees Fahrenheit. This sterilizes them and keeps them warm, so you can put hot liquid straight into them, and then you can put that straight into the canner. Here I'm taking a wet paper towel that I have dipped in the 5% vinegar, and I'm wiping all of the rims very clean. It's necessary to do this step so that you get a very good seal on the jar. The rims are all clean now, and it's time to put the lids and rings on. Tighten them down, only finger tight. The jars are ready to place in the canner. The jars are in the canner. I've lowered it down with the rack, and it's time to put the lid on the canner. And here we have the finished results. Beautiful, delicious peach salsa, something that we can love and enjoy during the winter time. Job done. Thanks for stopping by today. We'll see you on the next video.